Are we ready? Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Amarillo College Regular Board of Regents meeting here in Dumas at the Moore County campus. I want to call the meeting to order, and we'll begin this evening with the Pledge of Allegiance. Someone leading that? I don't see a flag. Let's all stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. That's okay. That's all right. We're gonna just watch the screen. How about that? Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think that's a good thing.
What about we pledge allegiance to Pete Smith's flag?
Okay. Well, and at this time, we're going to have a prayer. Is anyone leading that?
Yes.
Please introduce our guest, Jill.
Yes, this is Alicia Rutledge, and she is our Peace Club president, and she is going to lead us in our.
Alicia?
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome. Thank you so much for doing this service for us.
Of course. Okay. So first I want to do a little something with you guys. I want you all to raise your hand. All right. Now I want you to raise it a little higher. Now ask yourself a question. Why didn't you raise it that high the first time? Right? You can put your hands up.
We're old.
My point being is, why should we hold ourselves back from our full potential? So throughout this meeting, I want to encourage you guys to answer to your full potential. Don't hold anything back, because I know that often happens is we're like, oh no, I don't know, and we second guess ourselves. So just don't hold yourself back. And so I want to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Alicia Rutledge. I live in Oklahoma. I moved here with my dad and my stepmom, and so I ended up giving my life to the Lord. And so now I feel called to ministry, and that's the path that I want to go. So here at Amarillo College, I'm receiving my general studies, and then I'm going to transfer to a school in Dallas and get a double major, one in theology, and I'm thinking the other in psychology. And so I'm really excited for that path, and that's what brought me here. And like Joe said, I'm the president of the Peace Club. So I can lead us in prayer. Lord, I come to you now, and I just say thank you so much for just everybody present in this room. Lord, I just pray that you have your hand over tonight, Lord. I just pray that everything that is mentioned throughout the night, Lord, that you just provide them with wisdom and discernment of things that need to be decided, God. I just pray that you just flow through the room and that you are more present than ever. Lord, I just pray that all of this can just bring you glory and that it benefits everybody involved, God. I just thank you so much for your goodness, for your glory, for loving us, and thank you for sending Jesus for us, God. Thank you for your many blessings in our lives and just this privilege to be up here and pray tonight. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Did you guys have any questions for me?
Do we have to raise our hand?
It's actually called Criswell College, so it's a 5-to-1 student to teacher ratio, so it's a really small school. It's really small. Yeah. It's crazy.
Wonderful.
Where is
Did you look that far ahead?
It's in Dallas.
It's in Dallas.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice.
Thank you guys.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Alicia. Now we're going to go on to item number 5, the Moore County Campus Update. Jill?
Okay. So, first of all, I want to say, thank you for the opportunity to let us share about where Moore County is headed. We are excited to begin this next chapter with our leadership in place. Alongside myself as dean, we have our assistant director, Tim Weaver, as our academic service director, and we have a new executive assistant, Alma Trujillo, together with an amazing staff and faculty that was already at MCCT. I believe that this brings focus and energy to strengthen programs, support students, and grow our partnerships with the community. We are especially thankful for our partnership with Jeff Turner and the hospital district. We are truly blessed to have such an amazing working relationship with the hospital and support from him personally. We thank you, Jeff. We would also like to thank you for your commitment to Moore County and Amarillo College for serving as our board regent. And we want to thank the advisory committee for their time, input, and support, helping us discover more possibilities for programs and partnerships in our community. So as I begin, our enrollment this year is 417 students. That number is supported through collaborations working closely with JBS Better Futures, our Quest scholarship, and several new community partners. These partnerships are helping us connect directly with the workforce needs of Moore County while giving students clear pathways into higher education careers. We currently have 25 students on our Better Futures scholarship, 158 in our Quest cohort, 79 from the recent graduating class, and the Quest scholarship has served 1,289 students so far since 2007. We will build our enrollment with our Better Futures through on-location enrollment activities at JBS. So we are going to the facility to do onboarding for enrollment. Our next sort of wonderful thing I feel like we're doing at Moore County is our kids college courses. We will double our enrollment. We offered 5 classes last year. This year we'll do 5 more to have a total of 10 classes per day, morning and afternoon. We're going to do some classes that are partnering with our industries. Happy State Bank, we're going to do an accounting and finance kids college class. Valero, we're going to do a STEM kids college class. And we're expanding by introducing our scholarship program to our Sunrise ISD, so teachers in the Sunrise ISD system can nominate students that will benefit from Kids College, and we will give them free classes to choose from. Then we have our Success Center. Our Success Center this year, we had a new initiative to reach out to our dual credit students. We felt like we needed to support those facilitated classes, so we brought those dual credit students from Dumas ISD on campus. And with that outreach, we have seen 31 dual credit students. The Tutor Center has had 798 visits so far this year as compared to 554 from last year. So we are definitely on the right path for sort of reaching the right students that need that support for retention. We are also expanding the testing for the Tutor Center to offer GED help for our students that are in our ESL and GED programs to kind of fill the gaps so they can have more success on those tests. So moving into our ESL class, our ESL class program is goal this year was to enroll 30 students and to get 20% of those students to matriculate into the college level program. This represents a key pathway for adult learners to transition to a certificate or degree program. We want to ultimately strengthen our workforce and give them better opportunities. We have seen a need for these ESL and GED classes and plan to expand our offerings to a morning offering, as well as partnership at the JBS facility for classes for those employees. Our CDL program continues to grow. We recently were awarded money to get a new simulator, which will expand our outreach, giving students a safe sort of experience behind the wheel before they sign up for our classes. We've seen success stories such as young families, young adults, and even this family of cousins that were certified and all work for an uncle to be in the transport business, and so it's really a fulfilling program. With looking into the future, we hope to offer forklift certification classes, bus driving classes, and somehow break into the CDL dual credit offering to expand our program and offer business internships for local people who want CDL drivers. They can sponsor them and get them through the course quicker. Our student support service program has been in Moore County since 2005, serving about 100 students each year with tutoring, mentoring, financial aid, and cultural enrichment. The grant was renewed, which we're extremely excited about, for a 5-year grant cycle starting this year that will allow us to have those wraparound supports continued for our students at MCC. We are excited that we've had some new ideas coming from the SSS department. So they're doing clinics like learning style seminars, note-taking seminars, cultural excursions, and they do a really special top 10 ceremony inviting parents onto campus to acknowledge those students in the SSS program that have had academic success. Healthcare continues to be an area of growth for us, and we are absolutely proud to partner with Moore County Hospital District and Dumas ISD to expand our CNA program. We want to develop, we have developed a nursing program that meets the needs of our area, and we also are looking into some other nursing pathways to help facilitate a new building that will be coming in 2027 so that we can continue to meet the need of the nursing demands. Our strong collaboration with the hospital district allows us to share ideas, align the training with real community needs, address healthcare and workforce shortages, and in addition, our hospital foundation actually gives scholarships, very generous scholarships to our nurses here at Moore County to get them through their nursing program. So it's an amazing opportunity. This RNEC model that has been started is a phenomenal example of success, one that I want to replicate in all of my technical programs. It attracts and retains high quality instructors and actively engages our students in industry, and it's such a successful model. At the same time, our CTE sort of on the horizons, we want to look at our internships in accounting and finance. Our advisory committee pointed out a big gap in the need for that sector, as well as we want to grow our dual credit in welding, advanced manufacturing, and eventually into construction to meet the local needs of the community, as well as partnering with the ISD and encouraging those 15 hours of dual credit with Amarillo College. We are expanding our testing offerings with our partner at Valero. They needed rural water testing through the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality, so we are looking into aligning with what Washington Street does in the testing center to offer those tests locally so that those employees can drive 15 minutes down the road to get those tests completed. Our welding program is receiving important upgrades, including new machines, stainless training, and a door between the lab and classroom for ease of instruction and monitoring. The Bose family donation of $250,000 is updating the advanced manufacturing equipment, and the Brumley Foundation $50,000 grant will enhance our welding lab equipment. Beyond welding and advanced manufacturing, we are looking into offering continuing education plumbing courses with a local plumber in Moore County that we are hoping to matriculate those 5 classes into a stackable credentialing to help not only our students that might be interested in going into plumbing, but also our maintenance staff that needs to have those basic skills in their industry. There's a possibility that we can pair with or partner with Regents 16 and explore the possibilities for dual credit in cybersecurity and install a cyber range in Moore County to expand more CTE programs in our area. And finally, we are proud to be celebrating 25 years as a branch campus. We are grateful for the community support that has brought us here, and we are excited to continue the progress into the future. The Moore County campus is on the move with new leadership, strong partners, and expanded programming, and very bold goals. Together, we want to create opportunities for students, building a stronger community and workforce. I thank you for your time and commitment as we look into our future. We deeply appreciate your service as board members and your steadfast leadership and guidance from the president and the administrative team as we go on this journey. Thank you so much. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The building that you were talking about, is that AC's building or is it your building?
I don't know if that's,
Moore County Hospital?
yes.
Where's it going?
Right over there north of the intermediate school.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything special planned for the 25-year anniversary?
We just had our 25th anniversary celebration last Thursday. We had a panel of 4 individuals come, the previous student, the Quest founder, the superintendent that led the idea of bringing the campus here, and the Quest DEF chairperson, and myself, talking about the history of where we were and how we came to be.
Jill, I'd just like to say to them, I actually attended here last week and it was a wonderful, well-planned, very good opportunity to see Moore County at its best. They did a really good job, and as well as tonight, I think this is they're doing a good job here.
We have a remarkable staff and student population, so I could not do any of this without everybody's help. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate how coherent everything was as you presented it in about 12 minutes. And just the amount of work that's being done here in Moore County is fascinating, it's remarkable, it's fantastic, and y'all are to be commended for your expansion of programs to reach critical needs areas. And so thank you so much for that. Thank you all of Moore County for all the work that you're doing. We appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
All right, Jill, thank you. Anybody else? Anything else? Next up is item number 6, President's Report. Take it away.
Well, first, just to add one thing on, I think everyone would agree dinner tonight was absolutely amazing. And you would have thought that was catered, but it was not. So Jill and Alma and the team actually made dinner for all of us.
One suggestion I have about that is please put a cap on the items in dessert that we can get, because I way overdid it. It was so good.
So updates for this month, we're receiving a ton of positive feedback and support as we work to launch our new Badger Bound program in the fall, including daily inquiries that we're getting and even businesses reaching out who are interested in partnering with us. We've added new CTE dual credit in Robina, Canyon, Dimmitt, River Road, and Tulia, with that including more than 120 students. Right now, we have about 2,200 dual credit students, which is a 13.5% increase from our 5-year average. We're projecting just over 1,000 students who will reach the 15 dual credit hours by the end of spring 2026. Last year, we had just over 800, so that's a 25% increase year over year. And for context, in 2022, we had 661 students. For spring, we're conservatively projecting over 200 new dual credit enrollments, and I want to recognize all that Dr. Sobey and his team are doing to increase opportunities for students throughout our region and expanding dual credit offerings now to meet the demand that we're seeing. The Innovation Outpost recently hosted 2 events, Badger Cybersecurity Day and the Panhandle Regional Manufacturing Alliance. At Badger Cybersecurity Day, we had students from 4 high schools, Highland Park, Amtech, Caprock, and Hereford, with more than 50 students that attended. These high school students participated in interactive cybersecurity activities, connected with a CIS advisor, a success coach, and career services to explore cybersecurity pathways. Also, the founder and CEO of Divergence Academy, Euler Center, and 9 Brains served as a keynote speaker for the Panhandle Regional Manufacturing Alliance meeting. His presentation focused on cybersecurity and artificial intelligence in manufacturing, exploring how these technologies are transforming operations, safety, and workforce development. With more than 15 companies and organizations attending, it was a great opportunity for valuable discussions on innovation and collaboration benefiting our entire region. Over the summer, we've continued to see great success with our work under the HSI STEM grant. We had 2 cohorts of 26 and 30 students participate in our STEM Scholars Summer Bridge program. Of those, 100% in the first cohort and 92% in the second returned for fall classes. The average GPAs for these students was 3.767 and 3.41 respectively, but between the 2 cohorts. Our summer internship program saw 32 total internships, resulting in 10 job offers and 6 extensions for students to continue interning. We also currently have a fall cybersecurity course with 17 embedded 8-week part-time internships that students are participating in. As the grant's going to be ending the end of this fiscal year, we'll be working on a plan to institutionalize the impactful programs we've established for the time we've had this grant. Some highlights of meetings and connections from me over the past month. I really appreciate Dr. Brad Johnson. He gave me the opportunity to speak to the doctoral students in his Introduction to Community and Junior Colleges course at WT. I had a great time. It was wonderful to talk with them about being a college president, the difference between Florida and Texas, and my career path that led me to AC. I made my first trip to Lubbock, so Martin and I have been to Lubbock now. I met with President Skovanec and at Texas Tech to talk about further strengthening our partnership and supporting students through the transfer process. I also met with Dr. Robert Cox, the Associate Dean at their Ag College, where I learned about many industries that Ag students can have careers in, and we brainstormed on how to increase students transferring from AC into their programs. Our teams are now working together to develop an actionable plan to move these ideas forward. We had 2 amazing events celebrating the success of AC's first comprehensive campaign, where we exceeded our goal and reached the $47.2 million. Go Joe Bell. I want to recognize the hard work of Joe Bill and his team in making this a reality. We'll let him take a breath, and then we're going to start looking forward to our next opportunity, which I think we have a great one coming up with our AC's 100 year in 2029. Our Distinguished Alumni Luncheon was such a success. Joe Bill and his team did an amazing job on that event too. It was such a meaningful program, and the room looked absolutely beautiful. We're so fortunate to honor Catherine, Jim J, and Jim Dick Miller for their amazing contributions and the impact that they've had on others. I spent a day on the West Campus. In addition to spending really great time with our amazing faculty and staff there, I was able to sit in on a few classes with students and watch them practice taking x-rays, and then another where they were learning the right way to move patients that would still keep them safe so that they wouldn't hurt themselves in the process. Our theater students did a fantastic job with their performance of a play called Title is Show, and there was a great turnout for a screening of the documentary Will and Harper with a panel discussion after, hosted by SJ and the Pride Club. Our women's volleyball team has had several exciting home games recently, having now set the school record for wins in a season at 17, with last week's victory against New Mexico Junior College. They're currently tied for the 4th and final postseason spot in the Western Junior College Athletic Conference following a loss at Midland last Saturday. But we're so proud of this team's accomplishments this season, and thanks so many of you that I've seen out at the games cheering them on. I had the absolute pleasure of speaking to the student ambassadors representing all the high schools across the Amarillo ISD while visiting Amtech. And eating lunch prepared by the culinary students, and Brandon and Jeff, he was there the same day I was. As juniors and seniors, they asked a lot of really great questions, and they're trying to decide what's going to be their next when they graduate. So did a lot of question and answer, talking to them about things, and then several of them I gave my card to, and some have already reached out so we can get them connected to the right person at AC. Kimberly Anderson was so gracious. She had me a guest on the This is Panhandle podcast, so watch out to listen to that when that gets out. More stories about all the great places that Martin and I love to eat here in Amarillo, updates on the girls, and she asked me questions about growing up in Florida. So there's some stories about lobstering and growing up and riding green machines for any of you that are old enough to remember green machines. Frank, Bob, and I attended the Canyon ISD Business and Community Leaders Luncheon. Superintendent is extremely excited to support AC as we roll out Badger Bound. We also got to hear updates on the many ways our Canyon School students are excelling, along with more information from Trent Sizemore about Fermi America and the new energy and AI infrastructure project that's coming to our region. And finally, last week was our 25th anniversary celebration of the Moore County campus, and it was very special. I think Joe Bell and his team are pretty exhausted at this point after so many events, but they still put 100% into this event, and Jill and her team did a fantastic job. We had a great turnout, heard wonderful stories about everyone coming together to make this campus a reality, and even had a handful of folks that made additional donations that evening. We continue our work in developing our new strategic plan. The strategic planning committee's drafting our mission, vision, and value statements based on the feedback we've received from you all as regents, faculty and staff during convocation. We're gonna have pop-up events that we're planning during November and December for students, community members, faculty and staff, and you all to provide additional feedback as we formalize where we move forward with mission, vision, and values. In spring, we'll have a series of activities to develop our new strategic goals and priorities, which will give us the summer to take those goals and apply them down throughout the organization so that we've got a plan that'll proactively drive us forward to meet and achieve these goals that we set. Finally, last month, when I mentioned our baseball team is going to be launching their 2026 season with a 3-game series at Globe Life Field in Arlington on January 27th and 28th. As part of the New Balance Future Stars series, which is an invitation-only showcase featuring some of the nation's top junior college programs. There was some interest from some of you at the board in wanting to attend. It does look like from feedback that Allie received and looking at, we could have our board meeting to the Monday the night before on January 27th. And coordinate a trip for anyone that was interested in then going to Arlington to support our students. But I wanted to just check to see if that was something that we wanted to do as far as some would want to go when we move the board meeting versus leaving the board meeting for that Tuesday night. And that's my report, but just wanted some feedback on that last one.
I'm planning to go, so I would love to move the meeting to Monday. I'll probably go down on my own though. You may do some other things after.
So we're looking at January 26th?
The Monday night, yes, yes, so that Monday night we would adjust our board meeting happy then, and then folks are able to go and watch our athletes.
Yeah.
Great,
That'd be great.
thank you.
It's gonna be fun. All right, Connor, thank you so much for your presidential report. It's thorough as always, and we appreciate it. It's like listening to, I don't know, I can just picture the things that are going on when you say that. Just so much that's happening around Amarillo College. It's amazing. Public comments? Any public comments? Seeing anyone? Gone? Seeing that there are none, we'll continue to move on to item number 8, the minutes of the regular board meeting on September the 23rd.
Move for approval.
Okay. Second, any questions or comments or corrections? All in favor of approving the minutes from our last meeting, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed by saying no? All right, that motion passes.
There were 2 meetings we're supposed to approve.
Okay. Oh, and the one on October 9th.
So I'll make a motion that we also approve.
Okay,
This is separate.
we just want to have to get that one in too. Got it. I was just looking at that other one. All right, so second on that other, all right, same thing. And we're all in favor of the minutes being approved for October 9th. Please signify by saying aye. Anybody opposed, say no. All right, that motion carries as well. Item number 9, consent agenda. We have appointments and budget amendments.
I move approval.
Okay, everybody have a chance to look at those, I hope. Second, and any discussions? All right, all in favor of the motion to approve the consent agenda item, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed by saying no? All right, that motion carries. Next up, we have item number 10, our financial reports. Tiffany Crossley will come up and present these reports to us. Tiffany?
Hello.
Hello.
If you will turn to page 5, these are the August financials. I want to start by disclosing that these are preliminary numbers. We just had auditors leave, so the numbers that you'll be presented could potentially change a little bit as we're making journal entries and just some corrections that are coming through at the end of the year. So on page 5, this is your unaudited statement of net position or your balance sheet, the assets. And we're gonna look at the first column and the last column. So overall, the total assets, the number that's towards the bottom, at the end of August 2024, $249,947,503, compared to the end of August 25, $248,267,680. It's approximately the same as it was at this time last year. If you'll go to page 6, this is the liability section of the balance sheet. We're gonna look at the first column and the last column again. And the total liabilities at the bottom at the end of August 2024, $214,158,773, compared to $199,420,608 at the end of August 2025. It's down approximately $15 million from where we were last year. This is really due to construction. So as our construction projects are finishing, our payables are going down. So we're paying out the retainage that we had held. We don't have as many things that are outgoing. We've also paid $8 million down on our bond. If you'll go to page 8, this starts the income statement. This is the revenue piece. If you look at the first column and the last column on this one as well, your total revenue for last year, $120,647,277, compared to $135,713,000 at the end of this year. So it is an increase of approximately $15 million. Or it looks like our taxes, our M&O taxes are up around $2.4 million from last year. Our federal revenue is also up $2.5 million, which is our Pell money that's gonna go to the students directly. And then our gifts line that is halfway down the page has gone up about $6 million, and those are money sent over from the AC Foundation for donor designation for construction and other projects on campus. And on page 9 are the expenses. So at the bottom, total expenses at the end of August 2024, $120,150,829, compared to $121,507,092 at the end of 25. The expenses have only gone up approximately $1 million from this time last year. You'll see this change under department operating expenses for professional fees. They're down about $4 million. As we capitalize projects at the end of the year, if we've expensed it throughout the year, we move those over to the capital account. So that's why you'll see a big change in August in that account. And then scholarships and financial aid is up about $3.5 million, and that's also us turning around and sending those Pell funds out that we received as revenue. We send them out to the students. And also TOC money, Texas Education Opportunity Grant, was up about $1.8 million this year. Anyone have any questions?
And I know that previously I had mentioned my president's report that we need to do a financial report and a dashboard with analysis, and that will be coming starting in November, so you'll see that whole different presentation with this next one.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions?
A bigger font.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's gonna be a full year.
Bigger font. I mean, you get that.
I entertain a motion concerning our financial reports.
I would approval.
Okay, Michelle, second. John, any discussion, further discussion, comments? All in favor of the motion to approve our financials, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed by saying no? And motion carries. Tiffany, thank you very much. We appreciate you. All right, I see there's a familiar face up at the lectern right now, and that's because Steve Skinner is going to bring us item number 11, our Title IX report.
I just want to say thank you to our Moore County staff. Y'all, what a terrific job. that was to die for, and if you've got leftover bags, all of us would like to.
We got rid of the Suburban.
Excellent hospitality here in doing this. Title IX, it's a federal and state law, and with that, there are reporting requirements that we have to do. And every year, Dr. Connor has to submit a report to the board and post it on our website that delineates and lines out reports that we've received from employees and their specific categories. Y'all seen this in the board book of what we reported, and where we are with it is we had 23 reports by employees to the Title IX office. And of those 23 reports, we only had 2 investigations. So what that tells you is that our employees are doing what they need to do. They're telling us when they have reports of sexual harassment, sexual assault, dating violence, stalking, and we're going to tell you what the disciplinary actions are. Good news for us, most of our work has been either in sexual harassment or stalking. And in those 2 areas, we've only had 2 of the incidents that were reported that we investigated. Of the reports that we investigated, one of them was by an employee who failed to report. And by law, employees have to report. And if they don't report, they're terminated. So we've had 1 termination in the Title IX work. So as a global report to the board, we're taking care of business. Employees are reporting incidents that they are aware of, and y'all, it just has to be a hint. Anything that has a little hint of those 4 things, they have to report. And then we go in and we interview people involved to see, did this actually happen and to what degree and level is it? So with 2 investigations and 1 termination, we're taking care of the Title IX business at the college. We don't need a vote on this, we just have to report it to you. So no, if you want to go back later and look at this report, it will be on our website. Go to the Title IX page and you'll be able to see the report as you've seen in your board book.
Please remind us, there is training every year for all employees, correct?
Yes, mandatory training that they participate in. Thank you.
Important training.
It is.
Any questions, anybody? All right, Denise, thank you very much for bringing us that very good report. Thank you so much. Next up,
Joe Bill Sherrod will be talking to us about the naming of the Amarillo College Enrollment Center on the Washington Street campus. Joe Bill?
I really wasn't tired at all until Jamel started telling me how tired I should be.
she didn't say you looked tired.
And I particularly want to look pathetic for this request. I have a sympathy of this board. On the heels of what Denise just said about dinner and support, well, let me just tell you, I'm lucky because I've gotten to be here 2 weeks in a row. And we had the same kind of treatment last week. And what a great thing you all did in honoring the birthday of this institution in Moore County. It's a real asset for the community. And I know clearly that your community loves and supports it because they turned out in really good numbers. And they raised a lot of money, and that's always good. So a little history on this, and then we'll look at the details. Somebody was laughing in the back because I said a little history, and that generally doesn't mean a little, but I'll do my best. Several years ago, John Pritzer brought a check during the Christmas holidays to Mark and myself. It was a $500,000 check. One of the things he said is this won't be the last gift I make. In fact, one of the things that I would really love to see is the Pritzer family, because it's a legacy family in this community, to have some naming on this campus. And he said, I drive down Washington every single morning, and I would love to drive by and see my name on a building, or my family's name on a building. So fast forward, that all of that money as it turns out, was used for capital, and it was during the campaign. And so he recently came with an additional gift of actually 800,000. If you take the 200 that we hadn't spent out of that first 500 and you add it to the 800, it becomes $1 million that he's giving for us to help pay for the perpetual lease on Rock Rose Park for baseball. So I think it's really important for you to know that he also gave $1 million to Rock Rose. And with the money that he gave Rock Rose, the field on which our baseball team will practice on and play on some will be Kritzer Field. And so knowing that, he didn't want to use his second $1 million gift to support something, a naming in Rock Rose. He wanted it to be on our campus. One of our newest buildings, not oldest building, but newest renovations is the Enrollment Center on Washington. You've all seen it. It's a wonderful Art Deco building. I think it was the second building built on our campus. And we would like to introduce to you the language for a possible naming of the Enrollment Center. I'll read this to you. This item on the agenda, in order that the Board of Regents may consider and approve the naming of Amarillo College Enrollment Center on the Washington Street campus in accordance with Board of Regents policies. Mr. John Kritzer has recently provided a gift of $1 million in support of construction projects to Amarillo College. In 2023, he made a similar capital gift of an additional $300,000. A little confusing because I told you it was a $500,000 gift. It was a $500,000 gift, we just didn't spend all of it, just for clarification. Bringing his 5-year Badger Bowl campaign capital giving total to $1.3 million. In accordance with CAM naming opportunities, specifically gift naming, 4B, the board needs to approve a name related to a gift over $1 million. So I leave you with this decision to vote on to name the Kritzer Enrollment Center. I think you maybe have.
Someone has a motion.
Someone,
Peggy, you wanna make that motion?
Yes, I move that the Board of Regents approve the naming of the Amarillo College Enrollment Center in honor of John Kritzer's $1 million gift, and give him the choice of Amarillo College Kritzer Enrollment Center or Amarillo College Kritzer Family Enrollment Center for the greater of 40 years or the useful life of the building.
Okay, thank you. Any second?
Second.
Okay. Annette, any discussion or comments?
Well, do we have other buildings that say Amarillo College Bird Building?
I
It
don't-
just seems redundant.
I think that's really a typo. It's
Okay.
not gonna say, it's just gonna say, it would say if you approve it, Kritzer Enrollment Center
you.
or
Okay.
Kritzer Family Enrollment Center.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. That would be good. And the other thing is, I'm thinking, Joe Bill, this does not, I mean, this is in addition to the money he gave for the East Campus for the diesel program, right?
That's correct.
That was what,
Is that-
$250,000
Yeah.
or $500,000 for the Kritzer diesel program?
And didn't he get money for signage at the East Campus as well?
That was part of the
part of the
500,000.
500,000, yeah.
300,000 of that went to signage, and that the leftover was this 200,000.
I think what he's trying to say is he really likes it.
I think we got it.
I think you'll make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty stunned. And over Christmas, he called and asked us to meet him up there at the office. And we went to the powder room and he showed up with a check for $500,000.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so there's a motion, it's been seconded. All in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by saying no? All right, that motion carries, and we now are going to have newly named building on our campus very soon.
And I think that calls for some applause.
Yes. Good presentation too. All right, so next up, we have item number 13, approval of facilities use agreement with Kids Inc. for the use of the Amarillo College baseball field at Rock Rose Sports Park. We all have received that deal sheet and have looked at that, and Mr. Mark White is going to talk to us through some things at this point.
I would think that we should go into closed session to
We
talk
can.
about this particular
Absolutely.
lease matter, and also there's one other matter, so I've given you an announcement.
I have this announcement, so let's go ahead and. All right, the closed session is concluded. No final decisions or action or vote was taken in the closed session. We now convene an open session. It is 7:37 p.m. o'clock, and a quorum is still present. We now address agenda item number 13, and we'll turn that over to Mr. Mark White.
Recall that Kids Inc. in building its Rock Rose Sports Park has agreed to construct a baseball field for Amarillo College use out there at the park, consistent with NCAA measurements and regulations and so forth. And I have provided the Regents a deal sheet setting forth the essential terms of a potential long-term lease agreement for that field. The lease would be that we would have priority to use that field for practices and or games for as long as we had an intercollegiate baseball program. And so the essential terms of the deal are on the sheet. It's been discussed, and I would anticipate then that if it is approved, I will come back later with a finalized agreement.
I'll entertain a motion.
I move that the Board of Regents approve the deal sheet outlining the essential terms of a facilities use agreement between Amarillo College and Kids Inc., allowing Amarillo College athletics to use Rock Rose Sports Park and a dedicated collegiate field for intercollegiate baseball games and other events the college may have. After council works with Kids Inc. to finalize an agreement, I would ask that the agreement be presented to the board for final approval.
Second. Okay, John. Any other further discussion? Question?
I just think, I think it's really important for Kids Inc. We've needed sports facilities for kids for a long time, and Kids Inc.'s always been sort of in the lead with taking care of the kids' sports, and it's going to be a magnificent facility for our city also and for our economy, and the fact that we can use it for our baseball field, and then all of our students can use it for intramurals. Working that in the field marketing is great, and so I think it's going to be great all around for our school, for our city, and for our kids.
I think it solves a problem for our athletes, our baseball players who really have a great place to practice, but not a great schedule for practicing at Amarillo High, so that they can take more in-person classes. And Amarillo High and AISD has been super generous to AC to let us use their field. It's not the most convenient thing for us, but it's a true gift to the school from them.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, so motion's been made and seconded. All in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by no? All right, that motion carries. We'll move on then. We've already had our closed meeting, item number 14. We'll move on to item number 15, adjournment. Do I hear a motion concerning the adjournment? Okay, Peggy and Irene, and all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. You say, right? Aye, okay. No?